Alright, so I just got some small pieces of radiator hose. Since I have it here, yep. Yeah, cuts it nice. Hey guys, Common Sense Outdoorsman here. So, Artisan Cutlery was kind enough in the past to send me so I could check out and review their Hyperlight knife. So see that video, and then they were kind enough to send me another one, and I was really excited about this one. And they've sent me the Hyperlight is their CJRB division, and then Artisan Cutlery makes this knife called the Wreckhart. A little bit of a bigger, thicker knife. Okay, still not huge. It's still meant to be light, but a very nice knife, and excited to use that one. Sorry for the throat clearing. Hopefully I'll be over that soon, and I'll show you the box. Let me take it down a little bit. And so they sent me the Wreckhart knife, and they've sent me some literature. I don't know if you'll be able to read that. And there's the information on the back. That's so I can, hopefully you'll have to listen to me talk less. But there you go. Here's the box it came in. If I can get this apart. Guess I should have been prepared for this. So, comes in a nice box. The Wreckhart knife, Artisan Cutlery. What does it say on there? High quality, precision, crafted knife. So, just a nice, solid white box. If you're into the boxes, there's the information on the box. And we got that there. Oh, on the bottom. Okay. So, the Wreckhart knife. It is, and that sheath really holds that knife in there. You're not going to lose it. But this is the same steel as the Hyperlight, okay? This is their proprietary AR-RPM9 steel. On the Hyperlight, I loved it so far. Kept its edge. It's supposed to be an inexpensive powder metallurgy type steel, okay, with stainless qualities. You can look it up and look at all the elements in that steel. I won't spend a lot of time on that right now. But the Wreckhart, like the Hyperlight, designed by Joe Flowers, you know, he does a lot of Condor work, some tops work and stuff like that. Great knife designer. And so this he designed, they wanted something that was Kephart-like, so hence that spare point, and something that was still lightweight, easy to handle, although this is a little bit bigger than the Hyperlight knife, so you can do a little bit tougher work with this one, okay? And it's got that Coffin style handle. This one does have the PVD coating on it, the black PVD coating. The stock on this one is thicker than the Hyperlight. This is 3.2 millimeters thick, or 0.13 inches. It is a spare point type. I got some crap on there. So it does have that false edge, or that extreme swedging all over the top, and it is only sharpened on the one side, not on the top side. That's a false edge. It does have that nice fuller going through the middle. I like that look. It is a flat grind with a fairly thin edge on it. I like the way they've finished this one. I won't do much work to it when I sharpen it, but it, like, you know, for me, it'll end up with a convex-ish type edge, if that's a word, okay? So, G10 handles. It does have Looks like Torx hardware on there. Okay, nice sized lanyard hole. The handle is thicker than the Hyperlite. It gives you more to hold on to. Okay, so it's going to fill the hand, and the more you put your hand back, the fuller it feels. Okay, but if you're going to use it for bushcraft style work and make some tough cuts, you're going to want to snug up on that small guard area there. And it does have a small sharpening choil there too, which is kind of nice to have. Good plunge lines on this one. The Rocasso area is solid. The G10 is smooth, but it does have a little, you know, when it gets wet, it grips up a little bit. I'm not concerned with that. It does, because of the way it narrows here, I do have a little bit looseness in the front. Now, that's a thing for me personally, because my hands are long and they're not fat fingers or anything like that. So I personally need and like a chunkier handle, but this one for you may be just fine. Okay. The blade on this is almost 4.5 inches long, a little bit shy of 4.5 inches. The overall length is 9.26 inches. I don't have the weight on it, and I don't have my scale. I'll try to fill that in later. Okay, but this is meant to be, you know, an outdoor knife. Certainly, when you look at that, oh, I keep getting a bunch of crap on there. When you look in that blade shape, yep, can you skin animals with this? Sure. Not gonna be, you can baton with it, I'm sure, but because of that long swedge on the top, it's gonna beat up your baton. So what? As long as it does it, the baton is just a stick. You can find another one. There's their little logo there. I'll give you some good views of it. And the Kydex sheath, it does have that, you can fashion this to carry it scout style, horizontal. You can go vertical like it is on there. It does have, you know, you have to kind of get your belt under there. That loop, if you're concerned, this is about you got about 1 3/4 inch space in there. Okay, so that's okay. That works for me. And most of my belts, I would probably choose to flip this over and carry this in a scout, a horizontal style fashion, probably on my weak side. I like that. Good looking. It really, this, I mean, you heard that snap. You're not losing this knife. You are not going to lose it. They give you a little, it's not paracord, it's a thinner cordage, but they give you a little loop at the end. It does have drainage on that sheath. No problems. And yeah, you really got to jerk this thing. It'll loosen up in time, I'm sure. But yeah, this is the Artisan Cutlery Wreckhart knife, and we'll go put it to use on some red oak, some sparkleberry. I think I've got some sparkleberry, so some small pieces of wood. We're not going to go too crazy on this, but let's see how it works. All right, guys, right off the bat, let's give this knife a test with this good-sized hunk of sparkleberry. It almost, look at that, look at the way it looks. It almost looks like musclewood or hornbeam I had when I was in Virginia. I really rock solid wood. This kind of looks the same way. And yeah, that's a good hunk right there. So let's use our Wreckhart knife, and let's go right to work here and split this down. See what she does. And this is knotty. Yeah, that's a nasty looking piece. It's about close to 2 inches in diameter. Go right through that knot, see what happens. We're gonna wreck our baton a little bit with that swedge. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That didn't give it much of an issue, did it? Dang, that's hardwood. Sorry to keep repeating myself. And this Wreckhart knife, it's got a good thick, flat grind, but comes down to a nice, comes down to a nice edge. And it was sharp. Wow. Let's shave on this piece of oak, see what happens. That's easier. This red oak is softer than that sparkleberry. That's crazy. Yeah. Right away, now this is meant to be a small knife, a lightweight knife, not as small and lightweight as the Hyperlite, but it's still meant to be a lightweight, slender style knife. So because of that, yeah, I can feel a little discomfort. And again, my personal preference is a real big handle. This one may suit you better if you've got those fat sausage fingers, short fingers. You'll be able to grip this better than me. But it feels good. It feels comfortable. I just, for myself, I need a little bit of a bigger handle. Okay, so I can feel it somewhat. But the knife cuts well. I really like and beginning to like this steel. It holds up well. The AR-RPM9, and it does seem to be a smooth steel, if you know what I mean. And I had no problem with the Hyperlite in continued use with it. It just has not gone dull yet. So the steel really performs well. And let's go right into a little tip test here. And the tip on this, it's okay. I wouldn't go crazy on this tip. It's got it's good enough. I wouldn't call it, just by the size of it, a real hard use tip, but I like to use my knives when I'm demonstrating their toughness, use them in a way, and I'm not going to purposely just break it, but I want to use it in a way that just enough to make sure that the heat treat isn't going to be faulty. And this is a piece of red oak that I'm digging into. A gnarly piece of red oak. Okay. Kind of looks like chicken. All right, so yeah, like I said, it's not a heavy tip on this one. It's decent enough for bushcraft outdoor work, and this is, you know, in the Kephart style of a knife. What you would probably use this knife more was maybe for some game work, some animal cleaning, hunting knife, that kind of thing, kind of an all-around camp knife, but it can do some bushcraft, no doubt about it. Some more smaller piece of sparkleberry. This is just starting to work with this sparkleberry, and it is a very interesting wood. I don't know if you can see that grain there, but that's a solid piece of wood. Haven't used it. Just started using it here in Arkansas. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the mulberry I used to use in Virginia. Nothing really compares to it from what I had in Colorado, though, that I remember. Yeah, I noticed on the handle, because my hand is longer, I have to really snug it up against that guard area here. Okay, and that's fine. But if I snug it up in there, it gives me a more of a solid grip. You can hear that wood. You can that is some dense stuff. Take that bark off. Yeah, so a nice cutter. It'll do it. Let's see what it'll do on a fire steel now. This is PVD coated, and this swedged, false edged spine here, because of that PVD coating it's not really sharp. So we'll see how it does, but I think that if you really wanted to use this for a dedicated ferro rod scraper, you would put your Dremel or your file or something on that and make a better, sharper edge there to do that. But to be fair, we'll okay, so yeah, little tiny sparks right now. So yeah, I think if you want this knife to be a dedicated fire rod scraper, you're going to have to do a little bit of work on that spine. So yeah, guys, the Artisan Cutlery Wreckhart knife, I like it very much. I think for me, it's more of an all-arounder type knife, camp knife, something that, you know, I don't hunt on any regular basis. It's not my thing. I have done it in the past in my younger days. I might get back into it here in Arkansas. I don't know if my son wants to get into it. We'll do some stuff, but probably more of a game processor with that AR-RPM9 steel. And I don't know, it just feels in working wood and harder things, I would yeah, Wouldn't be my first choice for that, but more of an all-arounder, belt knife, hunting knife, game knife, camp knife, that kind of thing. Very impressed with the quality of the knife, with the build of the knife, the fit and finish on these Artisan Cutlery knives that I've experienced so far is outstanding. The G10 is excellent. The Kydex sheath is very good. I like it. You're not going to lose that knife. One thing I would recommend, because it is so tight right now, I mean, you really got to jerk it out of there, but I would recommend that they put some kind of a thumb ramp here so you could kind of push off that way and help you get the knife out. I think would be a good thing. Yeah, I like this very much. I will be using this knife more in the future and kind of get a better feel for it. And I do want to use this one in the Hyperlight more. I'm going to put some more use on their proprietary powdered steel and give you a little bit more of a long-term perspective on that. So there you go, guys. That's the Wreckhart knife from Artisan Cutlery.